Today we're looking at aquatic plant species, but not just any species, we're looking at the Anubias species, but not just any Anubias, we're looking at Anubias nana. Hope you enjoy it, see you on the other side. Hi guys, Cam here from the Fish Room again, and on this YouTube channel we're talking about aquariums and tropical fish and aquatic plants and everything else that comes within this awesome aquarium hobby. If it's the first time you've been here before, please feel free to subscribe, like the video, share the video and all that kind of stuff, and if you want to, put some comments down below. I'm all about sharing my journey that involves learning from other people and me helping other people learn and everything else that goes with it. So if you've got any questions or any comments, feel free, please put them down below. We're also on Facebook and Instagram, so if you're on those platforms, please feel free to like us and follow us on them as well. Enough of this chit chat, let's get on with the Anubias nana species. Have a good one guys, happy fish keeping, catch you all later. Alright, so as I said before, today we are going to be talking about the Anubias nana plant. Before I go any further, I'd just like to ask if everybody can let me know how you pronounce the word nana, whether it is nana or nana, because it is the literal spelling of nana, and I've always said nana. I've never called my nana nana, and I've begun calling Anubias nana nana, not nana. So if you've heard all of that and you've got all of that in your mind, in the comment section let me know, do you pronounce it nana or nana? Right, let's get on with it. So the plant itself is ridiculously hardy. You can almost grow Anubias nana under no light. In fact, I had a very small piece growing out of an aquarium with the only lights I was getting was the lights from the roof. So it was a very, very hardy plant. It's also very versatile when it comes to aquascaping with it. So it's actually a really hardy plant. You can use it in plenty of settings. I found it works quite well with waru, which are renowned for eating aquatic plants, but they haven't touched it at all. So there might even be some scopes to use it in aquariums that have plant-eating fish in them. I've also used them in African cichlid tanks, which are also very prone to eating plants, so keep that in mind. They can be used in aquariums that have got plant eaters as well. So the plant itself grows along a rhizome. So essentially what it does is that it will grow along wood or rock. You can't actually plant the rhizome inside your substrate. If you plant it in the substrate, it'll end up rotting away and killing the plant. So keep that in mind. You need to grow it on something. It's really easy to attach. I personally use the rubber band method, but there's plenty of other ways of doing it. CChem sell a really good product for gluing aquatic plants to wooden rocks. I've used that before and it works really well. If your fingers are dainty enough, mine aren't, you can also use fishing line to tie it or nylon to attach it to the rock or wood as well. Unfortunately, my fingers aren't quite good enough to do that. So that's why I use the rubber band or every now and then the glue method. So the plant itself comes from the African regions in the riverways as opposed to the rift lakes. It's also found sort of in marshes and streams and stuff like that, because of which it's got the ability to grow out of water, which is really cool. Growing out of water can help it produce a flower. It's a very strange flower. It looks a bit like a reed type of flower encased around a sort of a sphere around the back of it. So it's fairly cool, and it can be flowered underwater as well, which is also another pretty cool trait on it. Not a lot of plants can be flowered underwater and out of water. That's definitely one that can. So as you can see, Anubias nana is very green. There's a couple of different variations of the Anubias nana. There is the Nana Gold, which we get in New Zealand. It's fairly rare, but we can get it. And there's also the marbled variety of the Anubias, which I have as well. So the marbled variety basically gets little white speckles on it, which is fairly cool as well. So the Anubias nana is what I would consider a low light plant. Can probably go up to medium, but better in the sort of lower range. I've grown it really well on T8 lights. Never did so well for me when I was using T5s or metal halides, and it's been okay under fairly weak LED lighting. So that's why I'd consider Anubias nana being more of a low light plant. Like slightly acidic to neutral water with pH sort of roughly 5.5 to 7.5. So it's got a fairly good scope when it comes to that. Any of your general tropical temperatures are normally fine, somewhere in the 25-26 mark. You'll have no dramas with it. I've even had it growing up at around 28-29 degrees and had it a lot colder than that in the low 20s, so it's got a fairly good range when it comes to the heat requirements. It really does need some water column fertilization because it's not putting its roots into the substrate and drawing its fertilizers that way. So a good dose of fertilizer on a regular basis is really encouraged. I've had good success using Flourish Excel and the normal Flourish additives. I've also had really good success using my own dry fertilizer regime on it, so it's kind of adaptable, but as long as you're putting something in the water, it'll generally be okay. If you're a beginner, I would definitely consider looking into Anubias nana. Like I said, it's very hardy, it's almost indestructible, so if you are just getting into keeping aquatic plants, Anubias nana definitely might be a plant worth looking into. And saying that, if you've been keeping plants for quite some time, they're just as cool if you've been having them for a while as well. I've got multiple aquariums that have got Anubias nana in them at the moment, including aquariums that are full of herbivore fish, and there's no dramas with them either. So Anubias nana can be grown immersed. The picture or the video you're seeing now is not of Anubias nana, but it is growing immersed anyway. So same principle between the Anubias nana and this Anubias. The roots stay wet and the outside or the leaves and stuff are dry. It needs good humidity and good warmth for this to happen, but it is very, very achievable. And as you can see just under it, under that bigger leaf in the middle, there is a new leaf beginning to form. So that's how they look when they're growing immersed. Generally speaking, Anubias that grows immersed is bigger than ones that are grown submersed. The Barteri variety of the Anubias grows significantly larger out of water. It's already quite a large plant in the water, but it's significantly larger out of water. I've had some turn up from my wholesalers at least 60 centimeters, if not slightly bigger on the stem. They get a good sizable chunk. So yeah, all Anubias is able to be grown out of the water. This just gives you a bit of an idea of how to do it. One day soon I'm going to be doing a video on how to grow aquarium plants immersed, so be sure to check that out when I do it, and we'll go through some more of the requirements for the Anubias and a few other species at the same time. So I don't think I've got much more to say about Anubias nana, other than that I really like the plant. It's hardy, as I've mentioned multiple times, and it's definitely worth looking into if you've got a planted aquarium. It's very adaptable. You can use it towards the back of your aquarium or the front, depending on the placement of your hardscape. So I do hope that you have enjoyed our video today. If you have, please feel free to like it, subscribe to our channel, share it around, and if you've got any questions or comments, please bang them below. I'm more than happy to answer anything. We're also on Facebook. If you haven't found us there yet, we are the Fish Room NZ, and we're also on Instagram under the same title, the Fish Room NZ. Alright guys, I'm going to leave you with that. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a good one. Happy fish keeping, and catch you later.